Honestly, if you're running out of RAM, just go to this website. It's not that hard. Just download more RAM. Yeah, download more RAM. Task Manager is something you're probably super familiar with if you're running 2 gigabytes of RAM. This joke gets really old. It's a great tool to use when trying to check out system usage, details on applications and programs, seeing things like active users on the system, and your startup programs. In addition to that, we're going to be going over managing your programs, checking out the startup area for any rogue files. Here's some shortcuts on how to open up Task Manager. Otherwise, right-clicking the taskbar and clicking Task Manager will do. The first tab we're going to be looking at is the Processes tab. Processes is simple to understand as it gives a quick look at all the programs that you can mess with in real time. No system processes or secret things are shown here. If you had a program that began to misbehave, you'd kill it here by right-clicking it and selecting End Task. The Details tab is important because it gives a closer look compared to the Processes tab. It gives you PIDs, statuses, usernames for items, memory, and system tasks. You can right-click Tasks, check Properties, and see more information about them. Tasks that might be suspicious include ones taking high amounts of memory or network usage, but it's up to you to investigate. When checking, take a look at the properties or whatever program is being executed. When going into detail, to figure out whether a task is meant to be there or not is a little more difficult than it should be. Processes can also have processes, meaning you can look into them for more details. You can right-click on a task and view things such as, where does this program exist? When did it start up? Well, what do the properties say? Where's the location? Is there a signed certificate to verify its authenticity? Here's something to note about PIDs. They're universal. So, for an example, let's say you're viewing the tasks in both Task Manager and in the command prompt. You'd be shown the same PID for the program, with the result of both task programs sharing it. Even in third-party programs, reviewing your tasks will offer the same information. You can also view performance charts in the Performance tab. This can be useful for finding strange activity, especially in peaks. Here are some things to consider that may be suspicious. If the program is something you do not remember installing. If the program is in a directory that you do not remember having. If the program is in a directory that is not in the program files. If the program's name is completely random. When the program exhibits strange behaviors such as disappearing and reappearing, or better yet, changing names. So, let's learn about program management. When dealing with pups or programs that should not be on your system, you may run into problems when attempting to remove them. What kind of problems? Well, when I was younger, I would encounter a particular browser hijacker often. It would always install whenever I wasn't reading the terms and conditions when installing a program. And every time I used the uninstaller, it would not remove it completely, and every time that I rebooted, it would come back. Upon further inspection, I noticed that the conduit would not delete a certain folder and registry entry that was installed when I first got it, and as a result, I needed an uninstaller that would do the job. A program's uninstaller can be untrustworthy, it can lie to you, and most importantly, it can tell you that it's not doing what it's supposed to do. For some odd reason, these things happen a lot, and as a result, you'll need an uninstaller for the job. The uninstaller that's a prime example is Revo Uninstaller. Unlike the installer that the program originally comes with, Revo Uninstaller has the ability to do a thorough uninstall. I find it more reliable than most uninstallers here. The thing is, you can remove leftover files, startup entries, and registry keys that might not normally be gone when you uninstall a program. Normally, you do not mess with registry keys. However, since they are the most powerful way to keep something configured on a system, a pup's malicious settings would have the perfect hiding spot there. When attempting to uninstall things with Revo Uninstaller, you're given a lot of potential options here, like safe, moderate, and advanced uninstalls. These settings are significant because it lets you know how thorough the uninstallation will be. Here's a rundown of how to remove a program with Revo Uninstaller. Now, regular programs installed through Programs and Features are not the only thing you should be worried about. Windows Programs also has a feature called Windows Features. You can enable and disable them through the Programs and Features area. While they are not malicious by nature, enabling a telnet server with a single click might be a little worrying, and you should check this area out to make sure that all the features on there are the ones that you want. The final part we're going to talk about is updates and patches. Updating is often vital for your programs. The creators will offer bug fixes, updates, and patches for your programs. I highly recommend installing the latest version of a certain program that you're trying to update. In fact, every program that you have on your system, including your entire operating system, should be updated to the latest version with patches installed. Let's talk about starter programs. These programs will begin right after the boot cycle. You can access these by either doing msconfig on the run prompt or using Task Manager in Windows 10. Be aware that msconfig only works on older versions of Windows. An important tool I like to use will be coming up in another video. If you want to take a look at it, the tool is called Autoruns, and it is part of a toolkit called the sysinternals. Let's talk about what we've covered today. Task Manager usage. Suspicious task traits. Stopping tasks and finding information. Program management. Revo uninstaller. Programs and features. Updating programs. Startup programs. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the command prompt. Until then.